Hello and welcome to this third and final video all about getting started with your iPad. My name's Susan, thanks for joining me today. In this video we're going to have a look at the Notes app. So it's down at the bottom here and it kind of looks like a notebook page on a yellow background. So you can see mine is down here in the dock. So if we press onto that one, it opens up this new notebook page. Now the Notes app is really useful because it allows you to jot down quick thoughts, record observations, using a number of different tools. So we've created a new note here. If you watched the second video in this series, you'll know that last time we were talking all about angles. So we're going to carry that on for a little while today. And up at the top here, this symbol of the piece of paper with the pencil allows us to start a new note. So here we are, we're on this new note, and the first thing I'm going to do is type some facts about angles. So on the notes page, the keyboard pops right up, as you can see there, and I can just start typing. Last time we talked about how in iPad often when you press and hold on something an additional menu pops up. That is also true of the keyboard. So right now what I'm really looking for is the symbol for degrees. If I press and hold the 0 button, you can see there that that symbol pops right up. So that is a top tip. Anywhere that you might be using on the keyboard, if you press and hold, if there are additional features available, pressing that key, it will show you there what those are. Okay, so you can see there I've got some facts about angles. A great tool for supporting literacy for younger children or for older children that find reading quite a challenge within iPad is Speak Selection. We're going to come out of Notes just for a moment or two. I'm going to press the Home button down at the bottom and it'll take us back to this home page. From here, we're going to go and look at the settings. So that is this grey symbol down here. And if I open up settings, I have lots of different choices. The one we're going to look in at the moment is accessibility. So if we come into that section, it's well worth spending a little bit of time looking through these different options. There are a great many of them and lots of really great features that you will be able to enable and support pupils to enable so that everyone can get the most out of their iPad. At the moment, what we're going to do is look at this one where it says spoken content. So you can see here at the moment, I've got Speak Selection and it's toggled on. By default, it is toggled off. So in order to toggle it on, all you do is just press on it once and that enables Speak Selection. So we'll go back to Notes in a second and look at what that means. Another option, the one just underneath there, is Speak Screen. Again, you can enable that one and it actually gives you a description underneath of what it is. That if you are on a page, if you swipe down with 2 fingers from the top of the screen, the iPad will read the content of that screen. There are some other features there to do with spoken content. We're going to go in and have a look at the one that says Voices. Now here you have a whole lot of different automated voices that you can use along with Speak Selection. So we'll go in and look at the English one here. And you can see that by default it is set to the voice called Daniel. I've also downloaded the voice called Kate. And you can see there are a whole lot of other options available there too. You can see there by scrolling down there are lots of different automated voices. There's the UK version, Australia, India, Ireland, South Africa and also America. Sadly, as yet, I don't believe there is a Scottish accent for your iPad. So we can click in and we can listen to Daniel.
Hello, my name is Daniel.
And if we go back, let's try Kate.
Hello, my name is Kate.
So you can go through those, and as I say, there's other ones here. The cloud with the arrow means that that is an additional voice that you could download onto your machine. If you wanted to do that, you would just press on that cloud, and as long as you're connected to Wi-Fi, it will take its time and it will download that voice onto your iPad. The MB underneath, along with the number, is the number of megabytes, the amount of data that will use up on your iPad. So it is always sensible to just have the voices you plan to use enabled because it will use up the memory on your iPad quite quickly if you've got lots of them downloaded and you're not using them all. The other feature that I would like to highlight to you in this spoken content menu is the highlight content section. So let's go ahead and look onto that one. So here you can see it's toggled on. What this means is that there will be a cursor or highlight around the text as it is being spoken by the automated voice. So you've got some control over how that happens. Is it just words? Is it just sentences? Is it words and sentences? There's the highlight style. You can choose to have it underlined, or we might want to go for background colour. And then here underneath you can actually even choose the highlight colour that you would prefer. So we can go for purple. Okay, so let's go back now that we've enabled some of the things in that spoken content menu and see what effect that has had. So there are a whole host of ways in which you can control the spoken content on the iPad, and as I said, spending some time exploring that in order to have a good understanding of what's available and how things can be adjusted will really help you to help your children to get the most out of their iPads. We're going to go back into our Notes app. So here we are, we're back in there with our facts about angles. So now that we have enabled spoken content in the menu, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the text that's on our notes page. So to do that, what I do is I press and hold at the start of my text, and you can see it opens up this box here, and I just drag that second button down, the second circle there, until all of my text is selected, so I can decide how much of that text I want to be highlighted. Once it is highlighted, you can see I've got an option there that says speak. So let's see what happens when I press that.
Facts about angles. Right angles are 90 degrees. Acute angles are less than 90 degrees. Angles are all around us.
So it's not the most engaging voice in the world, and it doesn't sound human, but thinking about your learners at home, thinking about children in your class, can you see how that could be a useful feature if you were setting a piece of homework maybe, a comprehension passage, instructions that you wanted a child to understand, but they didn't necessarily have the reading skills to be able to read those through? This is a way that you can make that text or that learning activity accessible to them. Okay, so we're going to go on now and look at some of the other features in Notes. And down at the bottom here on the picture of the camera, if I press on that one, you can see it gives me some options. I could take a photo or a video directly from inside the Notes app. It would just open up the camera for me and let me do that. I'm going to go into my photo library and go up to all photos. If I have a scroll through there, I can find that photo from a previous video where I had identified a right angle. So I'm just going to tap on that and press done, and that will bring that photo directly into the Notes page. Another feature that I can use within Notes is the pen feature. So you can see the little symbol in the bottom right hand corner there of the pen. If I press on that, it brings us up a menu that we're quite familiar with because we looked at it when we were marking up photos in part 2 video. I can do some freehand drawing in here, so I could draw in an angle if I wanted to. The last feature that I want to show you on the Notes app is how we can move over some information directly from the internet. So we can use something called the app switcher, which means we are able to quickly navigate to other apps and have them open on the screen at the same time. So we are going to navigate over to Safari to do a quick little bit of research about angles. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the dock. So I'm staying inside of Notes, I'm not going back to the home page, and the gesture I'm going to use is to pull up from the middle bottom of the screen, just like I'm showing you with the pointer there. So when I pull up from the bottom of the screen, you can see the dock appears. The dock is so useful, and that's why it's really helpful to have it filled with apps that you use frequently. So from the dock there, what I'm going to do is open up Safari, which you can see is the last icon on the left hand side there, and I'm just going to press and hold on it and then slide it up the screen like this. And now that I've got it moved up onto the screen, if I take my finger off, you can see that Safari has opened side by side with Notes. Now in the middle, there's a little grey bar there. That is my app slider, so I can decide how big or small I want each app to be. So we can make it be more notes, or we can make it be more Safari, or somewhere in between. So what's happened here is we've got the two apps open at the same time, and we can access them both, and I'm going to show you why that might be useful. So now that I have got Safari open and I've got access to Google, I can type in here, you can see I've already done it, facts about angles. So I'm just going to press on that one, and it takes me to this page here. And then if I go into angle facts, it's brought up a fact sheet there all about angles. Now if I press and hold on that picture, remember when you press and hold on things in your iPad, it will often give you more options. It's allowing me to either save that image into my photos or copy it. I'm just going to copy it, and then on the notes side of the screen, I'm just going to tap, and I've got the option there to paste. And there you can see that fact sheet all about angles has pasted straight over into my notes page. So that notes page now is looking quite full. We've got the facts that I had written in. We looked at how Speak Selection could read those facts aloud. I have moved in a photo of my own that I had learned to mark up. I have done some free drawing straight into the Notes app, and I've also been able to quickly copy and paste some research straight in from the internet. I'm finished with Safari now, so that grey slider bar in the middle, what I would do is just move it across. So I want to come all the way back to Notes. You can see I'm doing it slowly there, and Safari is now going to close, and it's going to take us back into the Notes page. So that is a gesture that's a really useful one, and having two apps open at once like that and side by side is a key feature. It's a key way of using your iPad, and you will find that app switcher gesture is a really useful way for children to move information quickly between apps. Okay, so we've had a look around the Notes app there. What we're going to do now is just pop back into the Apple Teacher page, just using that icon that we've learned about in previous videos. You might have to sign back in when that happens. That's happened to me there, so I've just put the password back in. And from here, in the recently viewed section towards the bottom of the page, we're going to go in and look at iPad. Now, as we have said in previous videos, along the bottom of the screen there, it shows you the different aspects of this module that you need to know about in order to answer the questions in the quiz and get your iPad badge. So most of them we have looked at. The multitasking one I'm going to quickly click into for you. Now that is using the dock and the app switcher. Click through using the arrows at either side. That will hopefully feel quite familiar to you. So if we go back, in the Getting Started with iPad 3-part videos, we have now covered most of those modules down at the bottom of your screen there. There are one or two that we haven't, or that we've only looked at very briefly. I would like to suggest that you go in and look at those other modules and see if you're able to, if you haven't already, go ahead, take the quiz and earn your badge. Remember, you can take the quiz as many times as you need to. So when you are successful and you get your first iPad badge, remember there are another 5 badges that you can earn, and once you achieve all 6 badges, you are then an official Apple teacher. In these 3 videos, we have looked at the basic skills that you need to get the most out of your iPad, and I really hope that gives you a good foundation to now go on and explore these other badges and see if you can complete each one and become an Apple teacher. Remember that the Regional Training Centre is here to support you at any time. You can get in touch with us on Twitter, through the blog site, and also through our Microsoft team page. If you haven't already joined the Microsoft team, please do, because we really are here to help you, and we've got an Apple Teacher channel within the team. That is a place to ask questions, to share your successes. Once you achieve a badge, please do let us know, because it's a real achievement, and learning how to use your iPad to the fullest for education is a really brilliant thing that you can be doing to get prepared for when the children in your class are using iPads. I hope you found the videos useful. Please get in touch and let me know what you think. If there are other aspects of your iPad that you would like help videos about, please let me know that as well. And any other questions that you have, please get in touch.